Yes, yes, so Hairless here. Today we are going back over 40 years to 1983 because we will be discovering some Journey with their song called Faithfully. This was our recent monthly members poll winner, and as you can see, it won by an absolute landslide. The theme of this poll was songs with a one-word title, and two different people separately submitted this song. That's never ever happened before, so clearly it's a popular song. If you want to vote on these polls, then you can do so by becoming a Patreon member. Completely free, link below. Journey is a group that I really am not too familiar with, which might be surprising to some people. I feel like there's just a group of famous American rock bands that I just did not grow up with. My parents didn't listen to them, so I'm definitely lacking some exposure to them. Who knows, maybe this will change that. I'll put the lyrics on the screen now. It's a song about the life of a touring musician and the struggles that come with leaving your loved one behind, so I imagine it will be a slower one. I don't know why, but I've always associated Journey with really energetic, upbeat songs. Anyway, enough speculation, let's get straight into it.
Highway run into the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round on my mind. Restless hearts sleep alone tonight, sending all my love along the wire.
Just a very quick pause, we will carry on in just a second. That really is a recognizable voice. Even if you don't know Journey that well like me, you recognize that voice. Such a unique texture and timbre to it. It was funny as well when the song started. I have the subtitles on the screen and it said upbeat music. That kind of confused me because in the introduction I was just saying how I expect this to be not upbeat because of the lyrics. Now the subtitles say it is upbeat. I've been waiting for upbeat music. We haven't got it yet, so that's, you know, probably just a mishap in the subtitles. Quite a poignant video as well from the few clips that we've seen so far. I always find it really interesting personally seeing behind the scenes footage from these superstar bands. Everyone just thinks, you know, the rock and roll lifestyle, but clearly there's a lot more mental strain than I think people understand. I do want to talk a little bit about the music itself, what we've heard so far, but let's listen to some more of the song first, and then I'll do a pause and come back to it.
They say that the road ain't no place to start a family. Right down the line, it's been you and me. And love and the music, man, ain't always what it's supposed to be. Oh, girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully.
Okay, maybe an instrumental interlude. Oh yeah, here we go. Look, upbeat music continues. Whoever's in charge of the subtitles here, sort that out. This is not upbeat music.
I'm forever yours.
The way he's choosing to sing that phrase, firstly, a really nice phrase, just descending down, dum 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 dum, as simple as it can be, complements his timbre so well, just using straight tone, a bit of vibrato coming through at the end on yours with an airy voice as well.
Faithfully.
Tiny bit of grit there at the bottom. All right, I'm going to do a pause now. It's a new band to the channel. Copyright is an absolute nightmare with these songs and videos. If I do no pauses, I am just playing the song all the way through and I can get a copyright strike. My video gets taken down. That is no use for anyone. So a few things I'd like to go over. Let's just start with the introduction. I thought the introduction was really cool. The first thing I noticed is that we have this repeated piano figure on the top, and it serves quite a good harmonic purpose. There, that on the top. I'll show you what I find interesting, and I'll do so on a little keyboard that I have here. Don't worry if you don't play the piano and you don't know what the notes on the piano are. I will explain everything as I go. So that repeated figure on the top. I'll play it up here. And the chords that we're getting underneath are basically 4 chords falling. So we get this familiarity in the top line as the chords underneath change. And with every single chord, sometimes one of the notes will work really well, but then when you change it, this is causing dissonance now. And then again, that's causing dissonance because we're basically hearing. And then the chord changes. Same thing, sometimes it works. And then sometimes it causes real dissonance. In short, dissonance causes tension in the music. We can feel it. It's just how music is. It's the physics of the frequencies of the notes. So immediately, this is the first thing that we hear in this song. I really think that it's showing us the tension that can arise through touring, the strain it would put on a long distance relationship, and we do get these moments of temporary resolution when the harmony is much more pure. Or you could see it as moments of temporary dissonance and tension in an overall more harmonious setting. It's like, is the glass half full or empty? Is the music here mostly a bit tense or the other way around? I just mentioned that in this intro we get 4 chords. I'll play them again and have a look on the thing on my screen to see how many of these chords are major, which are more happy sounding, or minor, sad sounding. As you saw there, 3 out of the 4 chords are major, uplifting, happier, more positive. A major chord sounds happier than its minor variant. So in this introduction alone, before we have any singing, before any lyrics have come in, we have tension through dissonance, familiarity with that repeated top figure, and hope or positivity through the use of 3 major chords versus 1 minor chord. That chord progression is interesting, by the way. Not the most common chord progression. Let me know in the comments if you know any other songs that use this chord progression. Anyway, when the verse actually starts and the singing comes in,
Highway run into the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round.
I like how the chords are falling and the melody there is just moving up, contrary motion. That's not my point though. My point here is that instead of 4 chords, now we only hear 3 of them. We get these 3. We're missing this one. And of these 3, 2 are major, 1 is minor, sadder. So the minor chord now has a heavier weighting. It's 1 of 3 instead of 1 of 4 like it was in the introduction. We do very briefly get that omitted 4th chord actually just at the end of the verse.
Along the wire.
Just there, along the wire. Poignant part of the video, very emotional. Awful freeze frame I've done for Mr. Perry over here. My bad. So yeah, interesting song so far. There's more I want to mention, but let's carry on and hear more of the song first.
Faithfully. Circus life under the big top world. We all need the clowns to make us smile. Through space and time, always another show. Wondering where I am, lost without you. And being apart ain't easy on this love affair. Two strangers learn to fall in love again. I get the joy of rediscovering you. Oh girl, you're still by me. I'm forever yours. Faithfully.
That line is my favorite part of the song. I'm forever yours, just here.
I'm forever yours.
The subtle syncopations in there for some rhythmic interest. Rhythms are something I will talk about briefly in a second. I have a question. I know the singer is Steve Perry. I don't know how I know that or why I know that. Was he known for always having a mustache? If so, him shaving that is a much bigger thing than otherwise it would be. If he's not known, then just ignore me. Forget I spoke. Right. Before I go into the music, actually, I think it must be really interesting hearing this or listening to this for the first time today in 2025, or interesting for you watching someone discover it now, especially if you were around and you remember when this was released in 1983, because I'm just thinking the whole premise of this song in today's age, it would still be difficult, but the technology we have that enables you to, call someone anytime, any place, you can video call them, instantly message them, text message that. None of that existed then. Yeah, he said along the wire, I know telephones existed. I'm not a complete moron, but the extent to which telecommunication is enabled in today's world is just so much further ahead than it was then. I really found this image quite moving. Looking at a hard photo, a copy of a photo of your girlfriend. Who carries around physical copies with them today of their loved ones? In the younger generations of today, the answer is probably close to 0%. So from where we carried on, now the percussion comes in. We hadn't had any percussion for the first minute and a half or so. Really quite sparse, rhythmically not very sensical. We're getting these syncopations, these quite strange rhythms in there with the delays. And this being, I think we can call it a power ballad, right? Being a power ballad, naturally things are a bit slower. You're not going to have crazy rapid arpeggios and showing off that kind of thing. So one way to make the music interesting elsewhere, other than having a fantastic singer and musicians all round, is what you do with the rhythms. The piano part, for example, we're getting a lot of chordal figures, but there's all this moving in the middle, these filler notes as we call them. Dum ba dum da 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 dum. And having these additional rhythms, these syncopations, when the music is a bit quieter, when the texture is kind of less thick, that we're hearing less, is interesting because it really creates a contrast for moments like this. Everything is very chordal. The guitar is strumming, the piano is just playing chords, the percussion is very regular now. I love the video as well. I mean, look at that sweat. Sorry, I don't love the sweat. I was going to say I love the video, how we get all these slow motion images of everyone else. And as someone without any hair, I am jealous. And what a voice. He makes it sound so easy. Just for context, he's singing here. Sounds so easy for him in his chest voice, which sounds quite husky, which shouldn't work, right? It just doesn't really sound that natural. The note above it here, this is what I call the wow operatic tenor moment. So yeah, his range is incredible. What an asset to have in that group, and no doubt one of the main reasons to its success, I'm sure. Let's carry on with the rest of the song. I wonder if there'll be any new ideas or not. I doubt it, just owing to the style of the song, but who knows? Sorry, I'm just going to go back 5-10 seconds. This synth that we're getting here, I can't quite make out the rhythms, but we could be getting some real sort of polyrhythms here, where one part might be in hemiolas or triplets, thinking in threes, da 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 cha cha chum, and the rest of the song is just in common time, 1 2 1 2. Difficult to hear. It's finished there, not in the root chord of the song. That's really interesting. We finished, but the root is, which really ends on a sort of unresolved feeling, which is particularly poignant for a song talking about long distance relationships called Faithfully. Kind of like we're wondering what's going to happen with this relationship. Is it going to work out or not? Yeah, it's a really nice song. With songs like this, I'll always love reading the YouTube comments. There are nearly 60,000 comments on this video. That would take me a long while. My question earlier about new musical ideas, yes and no. The structure remained the same for the last, I don't know, minute and a half or however long that was. But the verses stopped. We got a reduction in the lyrics that we're hearing. Guitar solo coming in, doing all the crazy stuff that I said earlier on in the song we weren't getting. He's gone higher than the wow operatic tenor moment I just showed earlier. And yeah, how the song ends, I can imagine is very typical of the styles. There are some songs from this period I know that do a similar thing. Kind of just repeats. Your guitar or your singer might be doing their own thing, gradually sort of fades out. I can really see why this song is so popular. I think it's a song that's very easy to listen to over and over, which tends to be the case with songs where they're not too crazy, where they don't make your brain explode every time you listen to them, right? This is a song where the lyrics are very, very important, so you don't want to detract from them too much by doing absolutely insane music. As I was looking at this video, I was just wondering, I just imagine who these people are in the cars around them, what kind of lives they lived. If they had any idea in 42 years' time, there'd be some random bald bloke sitting in a chair talking about them right now. On that note, I think we'll leave that one there. If you're still watching, then hopefully you enjoyed. This is the first Journey video on the channel, and if you want to see more, we need this video to do well to show me people want to see more. So please give the video a like, interact with it, comment other recommendations for Journey you'd like to see in the future. If you don't want to write any words in the comment, then leave an emoji, it still helps. Let's go with a bus emoji like you see on the screen now in honor of these guys and their touring. Once again, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.